Well, good morning one and all, and welcome to the Leisurematters outdoor complex here in Eversley. Now it is a bit of a, as you can see, a misty, dreary morning. It's actually February the 14th, so happy Valentine's Day one and all, first of all. Now this is going to be another installment on one of our interesting little videos that we're going to pop up on our Facebook group. And just to get you in tune with some of the things that we do here when you're not here. Okay, so this particular feature is centers around one of our air rifle ranges. Now we've got 10 lanes here, and we're beginning to have issues with the target backstops getting a bit worn out now. They've been here for a number of years, and it's time for a bit of a change. So let me just show you what the problem is. So as you can see, these are our standard target holders. These are made for the standard 6x6 target cards. Now some of our targets are a little bit taller than these boxes, so they sit quite high, and some of the prime target areas within those targets are kind of up here, so the pellets are passing straight across the back protected background here, and you can see they're having a devastating effect on the aluminium backstops. And then if that wasn't enough, you can see that they're actually punching holes through the wooden background. So what I decided to do is to come up with a solution, replacing these with something a bit more substantial. So stay tuned and I'll tell you what that's all about. Okay, so this is our target test box or test bed. It's just something that I threw together with some material that we had on site. No real specific dimensions in mind, although I did want that to be sort of centrally mounted like that to allow room round it for stray pellets. So the idea is that's going to be suspended in the middle like so. That represents our larger targets, which are causing the problems down on the range there. And in here we have a piece of vinyl floor tile, self-adhesive tile, just to retain the fill. Now the fill is going to be this stuff, which is pulverized rubber tire. Just bought a big bag of that. So what we really need to test is the ability of this stuff to stop a 2.2 air rifle pellet. Now the chap on YouTube that's made some of these, I believe over in the States, he reckons his will stop a 2.2 rim fire at 30 meters. So hopefully that is quite effective. So the only unknown for me is how deep to make it in order to get the right amount of fill to be effective, but not too much to make it too heavy or to waste material. So on reflection, this is going to be quite a depth of the rubber chippings in this first box, this prototype box, and I can't help feeling that it's not going to need this amount of fill in reality, so we'll go with it anyway. But my feeling is we'll probably be able to at least halve the depth of these boxes. Alright, so I've placed our prototype target box down there on the 22 meter range, and I'm going to shoot some pellets into it. This is our standard distance for most people, and for this exercise I'm going to be using our 2.2 Gammo Coyote. Now this is 12 foot-pound rifle. I'm going to have to be putting a fair number of shots down range to test this box, so I'm going to use the PCP as opposed to the brake barrel, get the shots off a bit quicker. Right, so I've taken about 20 shots into this target, two specific groupings. This is the area that most people are going to want to be shooting at. So in addition to the stopping power of this, the other thing I wanted to test was, obviously, if you've got a concentrated group of shots, it's going to create a hole. So what I wanted to test was how large a hole could be formed before the backdrop, the fill started to fall out. So I've got a fairly close to, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch there, and it seems to be retaining it quite well. So that was certainly one test I wanted to do, because otherwise we'd have to look at different backings in order to keep the fill in place, even though it had a hole in it. So I've just taken the back of the box off. There is no evidence of any pellets reaching the inside of the rear lid there. Neither are there any pellets anywhere close to the back of the box, so I'm guessing they've kind of stopped in the first half of this material. Well, I think in general I'm quite pleased with the results of that test. The one thing that it has shown is that the stopping power of this shredded tyre material is actually very good. So I think in reality we can actually possibly halve the depth of that and still get an excellent result with regard to stopping those pellets. There are no ricochets so far, and the pellets I found in there are slightly deformed, but they've stopped within 2 or 3 inches at most of the depth of that fill material. So yeah, it's a good experiment, and points me in the right direction as to how to modify those boxes for mass production, as it were. We actually need 10 of them here, 2 over there, 4 there, 2 there, and 2 just round the corner. So yeah, that was a worthwhile thing to do, and anyone thinking of doing the same, I'll keep you up to date with the final production version, and you can maybe make one for yourselves.